What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. Hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an EP review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new EP from the band Euphegenia, entitled Telexistent Depravity. This is released on New Standard Elite. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very spastic, grinding, an altogether brutal style of death metal. This is a project that was formed sometime around 2013, which of course is last year. It featured some band members that are very, very well known and prominent from within the Nevada death metal scene. Most notably, bands that come to mind would be Guttural Secrete and Cerebral Incubation. The vocalist and guitarist of Guttural Secrete and the drummer of Cerebral Incubation, respectively. Both really, really incredible bands, and both very unique and interesting from within the brutal death metal subgenres. Both very entertaining bands, I should say. Of course, Guttural Secrete put out one of the best brutal death metal releases of last year with Nourishing the Spoil. I thought that album was just absolutely amazing. And then to find out later on into the coming year that Guttural Secrete were going to be calling it a career, I was very, very bummed out by that. But then soon after that announcement came the idea that a new project was going to be forming. And of course, this project being Euphegenia. There was a rough demo track that was released, and I thought it had a really, really great amount of potential. I was very, very excited to hear what the future would hold for this particular band. And of course, nowadays we know that Guttural Secrete is once again back up and running again. But of course, we have this little project too that we're going to be talking about here with Telexistent Depravity. It's only 4 tracks, and it clocks in at around 18 minutes in length. And pretty much, after giving this EP a lot of spins, I'm really, really optimistic and hopeful that this will be a project that will see some continuation and some well-needed growth. I would love to hear a full length from this band sometime soon, and I would love to hear this band as a full-fledged lineup, because there's a lot of really, really creative ideas going on here with this EP, and so much so that I think that that this band is going to be very, very dominant, alongside the bands that these guys are currently in, of course, Guttural Secrete and Cerebral Incubation. Pretty much, this is a different band in its own right. I don't think it's trying to copy the sound of Guttural Secrete or Cerebral Incubation. I think it tries to create its own unique sort of sound. And of course, with Randall delivering the guitar work that he does with his respective band, the riffs that he does on here are just absolutely chaotic. I mean, like, take the opening track, Enormity of the Lecherous Kind, which of course was the first real taste of the band I got to hear with the rough track, and now we get to the finished product. And I think the riff work is just really, really stunning. I just love his craft and his attention to detail. Things get a lot more brutal and a lot more heavier along the way. And then moving on to the next 3 tracks of this EP, Digital Strain of Dementia, the title track, and of course the closer with Post-Simulated Disseverance. I mean, just the guitar work on those tracks are just absolutely crushing. Very, very heavy, and that's where you almost get a death grind sort of influence going on with the riff work. I think it's really, really catchy, it's really creative, and it definitely shows you why he is probably one of the best guitar players of the genre. He really knows exactly what he's doing, and he just delivers some incredible, incredible work. The same can be said for his bass tone here. He also plays bass on this recording, if I'm not mistaken. He does some really, really good job. Does a really good job with the bass tone here. But more likely than anything, this is a guitar riff orientated sort of release, and it definitely shows you that there is a lot of great ideas when it comes to the songwriting aspects of this band and the overall musical accomplishments that Euphegenia is setting out to bring here. Moving on to the drums, I'm really, really loving the chaotic, spastic moments that this drummer knows how to bring. It basically is a fast-paced release all the way throughout, from first track all the way to last. he definitely knows how to play his stuff and can showcase why he's a really, really great drummer. He is very, very multi-talented. He can play very fast, deliver a lot of good foot movement, a lot of great usage of the crash and ride cymbals, great double bass, really nice snare tone to be heard on this release. I'm really, really loving the movement that this guy knows how to bring with the drums. And moving on to the vocals, of course, you recognize Blue's vocals instantly. He is an incredible frontman and definitely shows you why he is. I've always loved his vocal style, and I definitely think he brings something good to the table with his vocals here. Very guttural, very undecipherable, very ugly and natural sounding. His vocal style here, and of course he does mix it up a lot here with the vocals. It's not just straight up low indecipherable guttural tones, but you hear a more depraved and evil sort of scream going on in certain instances. I really, really like that aspect of the vocals. I definitely like when the vocals are merged together to create something even more maniacal. I really, really think Blue delivers some incredible vocals here. And if you own the CD, I definitely would recommend listening to this all the way through, especially towards the very, very end of this EP. You'll be in for a very, very cool treat, and you'll know why the band is named why it's named. So I think it's very, very hilarious. But overall, this is a really, really great insight into things to come from this band. I'm really, really optimistic to hear more great things from Euphegenia. I'm really loving the intelligent songwriting, the great vocal work by Blue, the great drum work, and hopefully more great things will be coming soon from Euphegenia. So if you're into brutal death metal, if you're into death grind, if you're into Guttural Secrete or Cerebral Incubation, you will definitely love what Euphegenia has to offer with Telexistent Depravity. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the track in question, Enormity of the Lecherous kind, and I will also link you to the new Standard Elite web store where you can purchase a physical copy of the CD. It is in this really, really cool jewel case with CD artwork here. Really, really cool artwork, I must say. And there's also t-shirt options available if you want to wear clothing of the band in question. So I'm going to show you the EP again. This is Telexistent Depravity by Euphegenia. This is released on New Standard Elite. Check this out. And for the time being, I'm going to give this a very solid 8 out of 10. Really, really impressive EP, and hopefully more great things will come from this band. So support Euphegenia, support New Standard Elite. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Armijo out.